Hey, friends. This is Martine Williams, and I am obsessed with all things Mompreneur life and helping you to remix your priorities, your habits, your mindsets, and yes, even your relationships so that you can build a successful business without losing yourself in the process. I'm also obsessed with the color turquoise and lyrics of the 80s and 90s, but that's beside the point. Girlfriend, you don't have to hustle 24/7, 365 and continue to sacrifice your health, your relationships, and your sanity to be a successful mompreneur. As a small town girl living in a lonely world to a six-figure mompreneur, I am here to teach you how. There is a better way, and this podcast is your one-stop shop for all of the how-tos, the encouragement, the life hacks, the success tips, and of course, a little side of tough love. This is the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. So let's do this. Hey friends, it's your CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer, Martine Williams, and welcome back to the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. This is episode number 38 and part 2 of Martine's favorite things. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of Martine's favorite things. Today's episode, we're going to be talking more about things around the house, some of my favorite things for nutrition, just, the little things that bring joy, the little things that maybe make a big difference, the little things that put a smile on your face or make life a little bit more simple. So that is what we're going to talk about today. And again, I would love to hear what are some of your favorite things right now, whether it be fashion, it could be health and wellness, it could be books you're reading, devotional, whatever it is right now that is helping you to live the mompreneur life as simple and with as much joy and significance as possible. I want to hear about it. So send me a message on Instagram at Martine31Williams. Okay, so the first of my favorite things I want to share with you today is from a company called Organifi. And I have been using their immunity packet for probably 2 years now. And this is something, so fun fact, I really do not enjoy staying hydrated. I don't enjoy drinking plain water. I'm not a soda pop if you're from the North. I'm not a soft drinker. So it's not that I drink a bunch of like sugared up drinks. I just am one that has to be very intentional about drinking fluids at all. And if it's just plain water, I'm going to have a really hard time getting in my hydration. But I know how important it is to stay hydrated for focus, for gut health, for, if you're working out and keeping your electrolytes balanced, which is another thing. I didn't put it on my list here, but I'll make sure I mention that to you as well. And if I have any discount codes or coupon codes or anything to help you, I will add those in the show notes. So Organifi is, to me, it's just been a really trusted company that I go back to for lots of different things, depending on what I'm focusing on. But the two things that I've been using, really 3 things that I've been using the most. The first one is their immunity packet. So it's just really for daily immune support, and it's a superfood dietary supplement. So you just put it into your water, kind of tastes like orange a little bit. And so it just really helps me to stay hydrated, and it's also boosting my immunity. So I took this all throughout, when COVID was really, really on the rise. My whole family was taking these immunity packets, and I discontinued that because in my mind, like I'd rather prepare versus repair, right? I want to prepare my body and keep it as strong as I possibly can. So when viruses come or so when illnesses come, I can either fight them off easier or I can be stronger to heal easier. So immunity by Organifi. Organifi is spelled Organifi. And so the immunity packet is one that I use in my water. And then the other one is called Pure. And it's made for mental clarity and digestion. It's caffeine free, and it kind of has more of a lemon. So I used to make this lemon ginger cayenne pepper water that I got the recipe from one of my mentors, Shalane Johnson. I follow her on her social media. I follow her podcast. Anyway, she used to have this lemon ginger cayenne pepper water, and I would make it like by the half gallon. And it just gave it a little bit, if you are a soda drinker and you like that kind of bite at the end, that cayenne pepper, kind of gives you that same feel. But anyway, I got tired of making that. And so I came across this Organifi Pure, and it has similar flavors in it, but it's, has everything not everything, but has things in there to help support mental clarity, which I need that, and to help with digestion. Not so much the digestion I need, but the mental clarity for sure. And again, this is just another thing I can put in the water to give it some flavor so that I can get my water intake in. Okay. So then the other thing I use from them is the Organifi greens. I know there's lots of different greens products out there, but I know just by eating food, I'm not getting my daily intake that I need of greens. And so when I make my smoothies, my protein smoothies, I add the Organifi green into the smoothie. Now you can just drink it with water if you want, but it doesn't taste bad. I just would rather have it in with my smoothie. Just recently I bought, because I do kind of the diet phasing or diet cycling. So I have about 4 weeks where I focus more on like higher fat, low carb, not straight keto, but more like a keto diet. And then I go 4 weeks where it's more vegan, so plant-based protein. And then the third week is kind of a mix of the two, or the third round of 4 weeks is kind of a mix of the two. It's called Phase It Up. I'll put the link for this in the show notes too. It started out as the 1-3-1 method. It's another program developed by Chalene Johnson. And for me, I know there's a bazillion different diets and nutrition plans out there. For me, it's not a diet. It's cycling the different phases of nutrition for me. So I'm never going to be one that gives up unless I'm having an allergy to that food, or it's just not something that's causing, or it's something that's causing a lot of inflammation in my body, then I'll do away with it. But for the most part, I'm never going to be a completely vegan. I'm not going to be completely keto. So I love that this kind of phases you through 3 different phases of nutrition. So I highly recommend this program. And I hate to even call it a program because it's not. It's a way of eating. It's a way of life. So, but I'm in the phase right now where I'm supposed to be primarily focusing on plant-based protein, which I'm realizing how much animal protein I've been eating. And it is definitely my go-to. We are a family who loves to eat animal protein. So I was trying to figure out something that I could use to make a shake that's animal, or that's a vegan-based protein. So I did buy Organifi's vegan protein powder. I'm not usually big on protein powders because I know they have a lot of different fillers and stuff in there. The other one that I use is not plant-based, is Bulletproof. I use their coffee and I use their protein powder. I will say I just had my first one. I bought vanilla and chocolate, and the vanilla one is a little chalky. I think that's common for vegan powders. I don't know. I've never really done vegan protein powders, but I'm going to give it a try for a few weeks, and I'm going to try the chocolate one and see how it goes. But I trust Organifi as a company. And if I have any discount codes for you, I'll definitely put those in the show notes. So speaking of smoothies, now this was something, I don't even know how I found it, but you maybe have seen this. It may not be new to you, but for my kids and for my husband and even for myself, I'm on the run, I'm on the go, and I need something that I want, to be healthy. Again, get my greens in, get my protein in, get my fruits in. Then I like to make a smoothie, but I despise cutting up fruit. Y'all, I know that's so silly, but so I found these by Dole. They're called Dole Crafted Smoothie Blends, and they have 5 pre-portioned bags of already cut up frozen fruit. Game changer for making these smoothie. Game changer for my kids in the morning. If they want to make a healthy smoothie before they go to school, they're not going to cut up their own fruit. They're not going to find fruit cut up from their mom. So anyway, these are pre-portioned. It takes the thinking out of it, and you just drop it in your smoothie bowl or in your blender. And then I add either, if it's the vegan, the Organifi, or the Bulletproof protein. So 1 or 2 scoops of that. I add the greens, and then I mix it, and there's my smoothie. If you want to add a little fat, you can add some MCT oil in there too. But the Dole Crafted smoothie, you can find them in the frozen section of your grocery store, most grocery stores, and they have different blends. So if you want strawberries and bananas, or if you want mangoes, some of them have a little bit of kale in them, but I honestly don't taste the kale. So I don't like kale, but I don't taste it in the smoothies. All right. Number 3. This company is called My Soul CBD. And I've used a couple of their products. When I injured my knee, I used their CBD cream on my knee, fast acting cream for pain relief. But the one tried and true product that I use every single night, I cannot sleep without it, is their Sleepy Bedtime Bestie. And it's in the blueberry lemonade. It's amazing, the difference. And they used to have capsules and they went to gummies. And the great thing about the gummies is if you need one and like a quarter of the gummy, or if you need a half a gummy, it's a mix of CBD, melatonin, and there's a third product in there, but it doesn't have THC in it. And it has made the biggest difference in my sleep quality. So if you're struggling with sleep, I used to be kind of like skeptic about CBD and really all supplements. I've never been one. I don't like to take pills. I don't like to take supplements. But this one I have had such a great experience with. So it's by My Soul CBD, Sleepy Bedtime Bestie, and it's in the blueberry lemonade. I think they have different flavors. I'll put the link to that. I do think I might have a discount code for that one, but give it a try. Okay. The fourth one is called, this one's just kind of silly, but it's just, again, one of those little things that making coffee in the morning, it makes me happy. It's called the Power Licks Milk Frother. It's like a little handheld mixer. It's like a little teeny mini handheld mixer. So if you like to have your frothy beverages when you travel, it's so easy to throw in your suitcase. Or if you're making like a bulletproof coffee where you're like mixing MCT oil and, organic butter or ghee or something and you have to blend those things because if not, it just clumps. So you have to have this little handheld mixer. And then even if you're just drinking your coffee and you want to mix your creamer, and it just makes it frothy. So it makes you feel like a really professional barista. But Amazon is where I got that. It's just called the Power Licks Milk Frother Handheld Little Teeny Mixer. I love it. I use it every single morning, y'all. Just makes me happy to see the froth on the top of my coffee. All right. Number 5, Aqua Notes. I've mentioned these before, but I've had these in my shower for years. I mean, I would say at least 4 years. This is a waterproof notebook and pen that you can leave in your shower. If you're like my husband, he calls it the think tank, the revelation tank. Lots of ideas come to him while he's in the shower because there's no distractions typically. So he writes all those ideas down on that. For me, I use it to write letters, little notes of encouragement to him. The boys have one in their shower. So little encouragement to my kiddos, or if there's like a verse of scripture, or if there's a quote, or if there's just some things that are on my mind that I need to get out onto paper, it's nice to have that little notebook there. If you want to put like mantras on there or your favorite inspirational quote to encourage yourself, to motivate yourself every morning or every evening or whenever you take a shower, these waterproof notebooks are amazing. They're on Amazon as well. This one is new. So I don't know if you struggle with this in your household as far as like your housewares, but we have area rugs, right? And you can buy those big like foam rug things that you put on, I don't know what they're called. You put them underneath the rug and they're supposed to keep them to stay in place. Well, there is something about the hardwood floor that we have in this new house. They literally slide. So when our dog Finn goes running around, he gets on one of these rugs, he literally just slides across the room on it. And they just don't stay put. And the little area rugs, they're like 5x3 or whatever, driving me nuts because they're never in place. And so my dad happened to be at the house a couple of weeks ago, and he started talking about this thing called alien tape. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's a clear, kind of thick, double-sided tape that you put just on the corners of the rug if you want, and it sticks them to the floor. I don't know if it works on carpet or I don't know, but it's working. We've put it on all our area rugs, the ones right, the little mats when you come in the door, and they are not moving anymore. So hallelujah, Finn can run and the rugs are not slinging all over the place. Something about this floor, we use the other like big thicker pads, the ones I was talking about before in our bathroom on the tile, and they do great. But something about this wood floor, it was not happening and it was not making this mommy happy. So alien tape, Amazon. Okay, another one this is 7. So I'm giving you a few more on this episode than last time, but not enough to do a whole other episode on it. So this one is called shoe slots. So if you followed me when we first moved into the new house, I have a shoe problem. I love shoes. I'm seriously just looking right now. I'm actually recording this episode in my closet because we are building out our guest room this week. And so my office is right across from where they're working. So I'm sitting on the floor, if you could see this set up, in my closet, which is actually a really great place to record a podcast because of the sound. But I'm literally staring at my cowboy boots or cowgirl boots that I love. And then these shoe slots. I had so many shoes, and my friend Valerie with Spaces by Valerie suggested these shoe slots. So basically they're all up top. If you have a top shelf on your closet that goes long, you can use these. So one shoe slides underneath the other, and they're kind of like on a shoe display, like on a slant. And so I was able to fit way more shoes in a short amount of space because they were one on top of each other instead of side by side. So those are called shoe slots, and they are also on Amazon, and they're great for if you don't have a lot of storage for shoes. And if you're like me and you have a lot of shoes, this will be your new best friend. No judging on my shoes. Okay. Number 8, again, the simple things. So these are my favorite grab and go ponytail holders. They're by L. Erickson. They're L. Erickson grab and go ponytail holders. And I know that the really popular things right now are those like phone cord looking ones. I do not like those. I don't feel like they hold my hair in place. I feel like they pull my hair. I don't know. I know they're the thing, but they're not my thing. I like the L. Erickson grab and go. The cool thing is they have different shades. So if you're a blonde, you can get ones that are more blonde. If you're brunette, there's ones that are more brunette. If you're somewhere in between, they have those too. But they don't put kinks in your hair. They don't pull your hair, and they hold your hair in place. So I got those on Amazon as well. And last but not least, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about my favorite thing right now for exercise. Really, it's been for the last year, which is the Peloton. And the reason I want to bring this up is because I do get a lot of questions about the Peloton. And I will tell you, first and foremost, I was not a cyclist. I never enjoyed riding a stationary bike. I've seen the Peloton. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just riding a bike. And I just was not interested at all. And it wasn't until I injured my knee and I wasn't able to go to the gym. I wasn't able to do the plyometric exercises and the HIIT exercises and the HIIT workouts and all the things I was doing before, but I wanted to be able to stay active. So my neighbor had a Peloton that she was getting rid of. And I thought, if there's ever a time for me to try it, now's the time. So I started using the Peloton, and first I was worried about does your butt get sore? Like really sitting on a bike for that amount of time and working out. And it does take time to get used to it. But what I want to say is that it's so much more than a bike. They have all kinds of workouts on the Peloton. So whether you want to work on your strength, your flexibility, your cardio, they even have meditation, stretching, all kinds of workouts on there for all different fitness levels. They even have Spanish speaking instructors. So it's way more than a bike. I do use the bike the most. But this last, I would say 4 months or so, I've started doing more strength classes, and I love it. I love that it's something I can just do something really quick. I don't have to get in the car and go anywhere, which I've always been someone who said I would never use home equipment. I'm the person who likes to be around other people. I get motivation from being around other people. I get energy from being around other people, loud music. That's been my style of workout. But I wasn't able to do that when I injured my knee. So I had to figure out something. And I'm so thankful that this was brought into my life because, again, it's a community. There's a great amount of accountability. There's all kinds of challenges you can sign up for. They, reward you. So I'm getting ready to hit, I think 100 cycles. And then they celebrate that. They, if you do the live classes, which most of my classes are not live, they're the recorded ones, which is something you should know. You can really ride the Peloton at 3:00 in the morning if you want to. There's always something going on, whether it's live or an encore of the workout. But it's been a game changer for me, for my fitness, and for keeping me active and keeping me honest and keeping me on track with my fitness goals. My boys can use it. Shaw can use it. So it's really way more than a bike. And I think when people think of Peloton, they see the upfront investment, and it is an investment. But I will say there's probably some people who bought some over Christmas and they're trying to resell them right now. So just maybe put something out there and see if anybody has one that's just sitting there collecting clothes. It's a dry rack right now. which is what I've always said, why I didn't want to do home workouts, because that's what would happen for me. But it's really not. It's something I look forward to. It's something that's definitely challenging for me. And so it's one of my favorite things, fitness wise. And if you'd asked me that a year ago, I'd have said, I am not a Peloton girl. I have no interest in riding a bike. But you can, even if you don't want to invest in the bike, they have the app that has all the workouts, and you just pay a monthly fee for the app, and you can use whatever you want to do the workouts. So there is that option as well. All right. Well, those are my current favorite things. I plan to do this probably once a quarter, just if there's any new things that are coming up, or I may just tag it on to the end of each episode, like what I'm finding is new and latest and great. Like I always ask my guests when they come on for the Turquoise Talk episodes, like what's their favorite business app, or what's their favorite quote, or what's their favorite book. So I could just tag on mine at the end of every episode, and then I'll have to do a complete episode dedicated to that. But I hope these were helpful for you. And again, if you have some favorites that I didn't mention, I'd love for you to share this with me over on Instagram. I appreciate you continuing to tune into the show, following the show, sharing the show with your friends and your network. And I'm looking forward to some upcoming Turquoise Talk guest episodes. And before we know it, we'll be celebrating a year of the Mompreneur Life podcast launch. So appreciate your support so much. Y'all know I'm believing in you always, and I will catch you on the next episode. Well, that's a wrap, friends, for this week's episode of the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. Thank you so much for listening and for following the show. It means so much to me. And listen, friend, sharing is caring. So if you loved this episode and thought of some fellow mompreneurs who could benefit, send them the link. Share this episode, or take a screenshot and head on over to Instagram and share and tag me at Martine31Williams. We are connected on Instagram, right? It's where you will get all the fun behind the scenes of my life and business as a mompreneur. Until next time, know that I am believing in you always.